Happy Friday! I hope you guys are enjoying the sunshine. Although I think it was today. Lisa was saying that it was snowing this morning in Yucaipa, which is crazy because I'm looking out a very sunny window right now. But I hope you guys are enjoying a great start to the Friday. I'll give a minute or so to jump on, and then we'll talk about tips on how to stay motivated, or if you've got the munchies, or all the things. Hello, Michelle and Eve. And I would love for you guys, whether you're watching it live or on replay, share some ideas below. Part of what prompted this video was a couple of people shared that they're struggling with food choices right now. I think some people are getting a little cabin fever, which I understand, which gives me another idea that I want to jot down, make sure I don't forget. So I'll go ahead and jump right in, and then everyone can catch it on replay so this isn't too long. So let's talk about the munchies, and then I just had another idea too. I'm just going to write it down real quick while I'm thinking about it. All right, so talking about the munchies and struggling with food. So part of it comes back to getting back to basics and just thinking through. I encourage you. I'm thankful that you're sharing. I'm thankful that you're being real, because chances are, if you're one of the people that shared that yesterday, there was a post and a couple people chimed in, then more people are probably feeling that, and you had the courage to say, help! I'm struggling. My choices aren't the best right now, right? And we've got two ends of the spectrum for that, so I'll talk about that too. But let's start at the top. The first and foremost is to make sure, I know a lot of this is repetitive, but like one of my coaches says, a lot of times we need the repetition more than we need to be taught, right? We need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. And prioritizing sleep is everything. Everything. When we lack sleep, we lack energy, we lack clarity of thought, we're in a decompromised state for making decisions, for having energy, for giving what we need to give. I know I was totally guilty of that this week too. I think it was Monday night. I totally reverted and stayed up thinking I was going to get a bunch of stuff done, which I did. And then got up at the normal time. And the next day, even though like there's nothing wrong, but just that lack of sleep, like I could feel it. And I actually coached that day, and we don't do excuses, right? And we have high expectations for ourselves, and we believe in being 100% on. But sometimes when you have this underlying that you just don't even realize it until you realize it. Does that make sense? And sleep is a major culprit of that, where you may not even realize it, but your energy is compromised, your choices are compromised if you aren't getting enough sleep. So I highly encourage you to continue to prioritize, or take this time. Some of you have more. We have two ends of the spectrum, honestly. We have a lot of clients where their lives are unaffected from the standpoint of work and life and all of that. We have clients that have, their work has, we have a lot of clients that are in the healthcare industry and or some sort of retail in which their lives have gotten even crazier. And then we also have members within our tribe where they're at home and they're not used to being at home, and they're not used to having all this time in their hands. So we have every spectrum you can imagine within our very own fit tribe. But regardless of where you're at, whether it's you're at home, now is a great time to start to build the habit of prioritizing sleep and making that a habit, right? Go back to the beginning if you missed that, about why that's so important and how it can show up even when you don't realize it. And then after the fact, you're like, oh yeah, I was off that day, right? And or just making poor choices. Sleep shows up in so many different ways. Also causes you to gain weight, because if you're not getting enough sleep, you're not going through your normal rest, recover, repair hormone cycles. There's a whole lot behind that. So prioritize your sleep. I feel like I lost my train of thought. Hopefully I'll come back to it. I know I was talking about sleep, but I feel like I lost one of the points I was going to make on that. Bottom line is, I know. So some people are at home, so they have more flexibility in their schedule. And now is a great time to build in the habit of regular sleep so that you can see the benefit of it. Sometimes you don't know what you're missing until you get it, right? So you can build the habit of it right now and understand why that's so important. And the other spectrum is some of you are so crazy busy. This whole COVID-19 has only made life crazier for work and family. You still want to prioritize your sleep. I know it's really, really hard, but like I've always preached, we do not buy ourselves time when we cheat ourselves of sleep. Whether we recognize it in the moment or not, when we sacrifice sleep, we are sacrificing performance. We are sacrificing our ability to show up for ourselves first and foremost. That comes down to our choices. And we sacrifice the ability to show up for our family the way we want to. We might be short-tempered or just irritable and grumpy and not even recognize it, and or show up the way we want to perform for others, especially right now. If you are in a position where you're even busier now than you were before the COVID-19, chances are you are in a position of impact and influence. Like, obviously we're down to essential services, quote unquote. That means that if you're like increased, you are super, super critical more than ever before. Always important, always highly valued. But now is the time that you want to do everything in your power to be caring for yourself first, so that you can continue to keep up and care for everybody around you. So super important to prioritize sleep. And yes, that is the response to what if we have munchies too, right? Because a lot of times if we're lacking sleep, it can be that, or if we're feeling munchies, it can be that we're lacking sleep. The second thing is getting back to your why. Like if you're struggling either with munchies or motivation, go back to the basics. Go back with why health and fitness is so important to you. Not the number on the scale, but the bigger why. Like there's so many different whys within our tribe too. For some of you, it is routine. It's part of life. It's part of everyday fitness. And so your why might be like, do not take for granted. I don't care if you've been solid for the last 2 years and you've been consistent with your workouts and you're at your goal. Do not allow this to be a time where you start slipping on your workouts or you start slipping on your food consistently, right? Perfect in our imperfections, but you consistently start making bad choices that don't align, catch my own words, choices that don't align with your goals. It's a slippery slope. So get back to that why. Make the time and get intentional about reconnecting with that powerful emotional why. So to give you an example, and the whys change over time. To give you an example, I've shared this many times before, so really quickly, initially my powerful emotional why was when I was a single mom and I wanted to do the best I could for my son. And I knew as good of a mom as I thought I was sick, I was unhealthy, I was doing everything I needed to do to get through the day, but I also knew that I didn't feel good, I was uncomfortable in my own skin, all the things, and so I knew I wasn't showing up as the best version I could possibly be for him. And he was my driving force. Now, my bigger why is not just about me, but it's about that I truly believe that I'm honoring God by taking care of myself. And I also truly believe it's my duty and my responsibility to take the absolute best care of my team and each and every one of you watching this video and every single person God puts in front of me. And I know in order for me to do that, I have to be doing my normal stuff. I have to be getting my sleep. I have to, right? I don't have to. I choose to. I choose to get my sleep. I choose to eat the foods that are going to help me feel good. For me, at this point, it's not even just aligning with what's going to help me keep a lean body, but it's like, I could eat what is otherwise a healthy food for somebody else and would be aligned with their goals, and my system just reacts to it. So I get to choose not to have that so that I can feel at my best, so that I can think at my best. And I would encourage you, this is the other thing that came to mind when I was thinking through this, is a lot of the challenge in our powerful why, or not necessarily our powerful why, but a lot of the challenge comes from we tend to use food or times like this to disconnect. And I get it. I'm like closet retreater, right? Or recovering retreater, right? Things would seem overwhelming and I would retreat or numb out with food or isolation, or I battled with depression and anxiety. Not so much. I still have a little bit of anxiety every once in a while. Not now, but in this moment anyway, I have amazing peace and strength, and I'm super thankful for that. But I have struggled with it in the past. So I remember the days where I just wanted to be in bed and curl up and have the covers over my head and all that kind of stuff. But this is what I encourage you to do is sometimes when we're going to food, to like comfort food or bored eating or those types of things, we are sometimes, not always, but it's on my heart to remind everybody of this. Sometimes we are choosing that instead of dealing with the real emotion that's going on. And maybe that's loneliness. Maybe it's fear right now. Maybe it's anxiety right now. But I would encourage you instead to lean into feelings and emotions. Really think about what's going on and self-evaluate. Is it fact? Is it true? Right? If it's fear or anxiety, anything negative is not fact. It's not true. It's all like, it takes just as much faith to believe in the good and believe in the positives and look for the positive things as it does to believe in something horrible is going to happen. Like either way, unless it's happened already, it's faith, right? Unless something is straight up fact in front of you, believing to be something to be true is faith, no matter how you look at it. So you can either have faith in what is good and amazing and that all things will work together for your good, or you're having faith in the worry, the doubt, and the anxiety, and that's why you're worried, anxious, and fearful, and all of that is because you're believing that that's going to be true. So when you are dealing with working through emotions, is it true? Is it accurate? Is it, can it be, can it be fact checked? Can it be referenced? Or is this just my reaction? Is this just my response in this moment, right? And also in getting real with your powerful why so that you can stay motivated. Again, this is the season to learn the coping skills and the grit muscle of getting all the way through, right? Because in any other time in life, there are times that you feel like this, right? There are times where you don't feel like getting up maybe on some days. There are times where you feel discouraged or whatever the case may be, right? But no one else knows what's going on. At least in this season, we're all in it together. We're all going through it at the same time. And the beauty of being connected and staying connected in the tribe is on any given day, some people in the tribe are going to be having amazing days, which most are, right? Most are super focused. But we're all this is impacting us all differently. Or there's going to be people that are having a rough day, right? So we get to reach out to each other and offset and balance. And when this person's having a great day, they can lift up the people that are maybe struggling today. And then vice versa. I promise it'll switch. I promise you, if you're having a day of struggle, you'll get back to a day where you're like, wait, I got this. Because the sun is shining and because I woke up and I am healthy and I am engaged, right? There's so many things that can be positive to be focused on, but it's really allowing yourself to feel the emotion. So if it's negative emotion, it's being I wanted to say logical, but it is logical, right? Really being objective, right? Looking at it and going, wait, why is that negative emotion happening, right? And then leaning into the positive emotions and you're kind of cheering yourself on. And you're like, yeah, that really is really good. Yeah, that really is really powerful. And then with the powerful why, again, we have some people that are their why for getting up and doing this is because they have a vacation coming up and they want to be comfortable and confident in their swimsuit, right? That's okay. That's a powerful why. So then honestly, get real about that. Everybody is driven by different. Some people are driven by pain of doing something or not doing something, and some people are driven by pleasure. So maybe, I don't know, but maybe you'll know, when you look back on when you've been super successful with something, you look back, okay, what was so motivating to me? What helped me get to that or reach that goal or whatever the case may be? And it may have been the pain of for example, if it's getting ready for a vacation. I was having a conversation with a client the other day. It was very real that the motivator for that person is the pain of not feeling comfortable and confident and feeling like they could do everything on that vacation and be really uplifted and strong, have the energy, have the drive to play, to run, to be in a bathing suit, to just feel amazing, right? That is their motivator, because otherwise the pain is thinking that they'd have to maybe miss out on some of the active events or be covered and not enjoy it as much, right? They're investing in this vacation. They want to have the best time possible. So that's the powerful why. So the powerful why is either focusing on how amazing it's going to feel, or for some people, it's focusing on how crappy it would feel if you don't do it, right? Not right or wrong. It's just people are motivated and driven by different things. So then some other things to keep in mind is truly here's my ongoing list, right? To stay motivated, stay focused. same thing that I had said, a couple days ago, protect your headspace, be careful about how much time you spend on social media, or especially in the media, right? Stick to sites that are informational. But again, like, it's pretty much status quo. So check the sites that are informational every couple days, right? We don't need to get sucked into a rabbit hole when it's pretty much status quo at this point, right? So, like, I'm not saying don't be informed. I'm saying just be really mindful to not get sucked into the rabbit hole. And then also be intentional. Like, I have this ongoing massive list of, like, all the positive things and it's real. I write it down so that it sticks in my brain, and I go back through and I'm like, oh yeah, right? That is pretty awesome. That's freaking amazing. Oh yeah, like all the things on a daily basis as what is happening that wouldn't be happening afterwards, and that keeps you motivated, right? So that you can stay positive, stay encouraged. Now that we have sun, get outside. Get outside, feel the sun every chance you get. Even on, I think we have like another week of sun coming up, but even on the days that it's raining, if it is light, if you're at home right now and it's light outside for 10 minutes, go out and get in the vitamin D. The flip side of that. So the flip side of it is, let me look through my notes really quickly. Okay, so then the actual practical what to do for foods. And again, we have two ends of the spectrum. We have the spectrum that is where some people are at home, and so they know that they're eating mindlessly, or they've got stuff in the house. So same thing goes, right? If you feel like you're tempted and your choice is to stay on track so that you can come out of this feeling strong and healthy, and not like you were set back by 3 months of whatever. Not that we're going to be in it for 3 months, but I know that you'll feel like that. Honestly, I know that if you don't stay on track and stay with your workouts and stay eating clean, even if it's only 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or maybe 4 weeks, even if it's only that, it's going to feel like so much longer if you spend the next week eating crappy food that doesn't align with your goal and not getting your workouts in. It just magnifies, right? And again, small choices spiral backwards. So during this time, if you are at home, again, going back to the ideas of, maybe it's pulling out the foods that you'd eat in the day and making sure you stick to that stack. And if that's not enough, or if that's not something that works for you, then it's, maybe you do need some crunchy snacks. And that's where, share some ideas below in terms of snacks. For me, if I feel like I want something crunchy, then I'll grab some hummus. Like, that's my thing right now, is hummus and either celery or carrot sticks. You can chop up veggies like red peppers, celery, or not celery, I already said that, cucumbers, all the things, use those to munch on, so that you are crunching. One of the reasons I use the Trader Joe veggies is because the raw chopped veggies is because that raw, I use that as the base of my salad. That is super, again, satisfying because it's very crunchy, right? When you're eating it. So share your ideas below in terms of what are your go-to snacks. Do be mindful of things like nuts. Nuts in moderation are not bad, but if you're not paying attention and you're eating a lot of them, they are calorically dense. They are very high in fats, healthy fats, definitely good for you, but it is something that you could easily eat more than what you want to in order to be in alignment with your goal, right? The flip side of that, and then keeping up on your sleep will also help make sure that you're not just mindlessly eating or not really hungry. The other thing is keeping up on your water. I know for me that's been a challenge, and so I had to go back to just, even if I go to the store once a day to grab a gallon, for me, if I don't do that, I lose track, and I know I have not been getting enough water, which is another huge thing for energy and feeling good and thoughts and motivation. You would be surprised how much water affects you and or impacts you if you're not getting enough of it in. So make sure you stay on top of your water, because it'll also, you can feel hungry when actually you need to drink more water, right? And then the flip side of that is we do have a lot of clients that are just super busy and they're not getting food in, or they're not having time to eat. I will tell you, I have personally used Isagenix meal replacement off and on for the last several years. It's one of the companies that we stand behind and support for various reasons. I won't go to it here. You can listen to more detail on the supplements video if you want. And I myself just reordered just to make sure that I'm getting that in. And I know I've helped a couple of our clients get that recently as well. So if you want to look into that, you can message me and we can talk about that. It's a really easy way to get caloric dense nutrient dense calories to make sure, like, even if you are crazy busy, whether it be retail or the healthcare industry, and you feel like you're not eating right or not getting enough food or not having the time, it makes it super simple, convenient, and you will feel good and feel better just because you're getting better nutrients in as well. Also, quick reminder, but I'll post below. I'll post an event for coffee on Zoom tomorrow at 9 a.m. and then we'll do another one Monday at 12. Thank you for filling out the survey. Those that have done so far, please continue to do that. That's on a post below, and we emailed it out. And I think that's it. All right, guys. And thanks so much for continually referring your friends. We appreciate it. And we're thankful to be able to continue to serve you, and thankful that you trust us with your friends and family so we can continue. I truly believe that what we have is a service and a community and connection and all the things is set apart. And I believe it is more important than ever, and even more of a focus now, the importance of being healthy and having a healthy body. The side effect is having a bathing suit body that you can rock and feel super confident in. But the health and well-being of every single woman is so incredibly critical to keep our immune system up, to keep us healthy, to keep us strong, for us to be our best and live our best. And I truly believe that we have an amazing ability to provide that to women. So it's our goal to continue to do that, not only for you, but to reach new women to help and keep us all going all together. But of course, we want to do that right now without investing in marketing dollars. So by you sharing with your friends and family, that helps us accomplish both. Thanks, guys. Talk soon. Bye.